Howdy everyone, Ken Cook with Prepared Marketing, talking to you today about a recent kerfuffle that occurred with a Goodwill employee and a woman breastfeeding. So according to Twitter, a Goodwill employee, she saw a woman breastfeeding her child and was offended by this. And so she took to Twitter and began to say some very harsh things, likening what she saw to a strip club, etc. And almost immediately, people who support breastfeeding and breastfeeding mothers, including Prepared Marketing, took to Twitter and asked Goodwill for a response. And Goodwill's response was a poor one. They basically said women should cover up. And then they said the person who said this doesn't have the authority to say this on our Twitter account. And that's where it sits as of right now. I want to talk today about small business and how we as business owners can respond to these kinds of situations. First, I think that there's a few things. When this sort of a thing happens publicly, the public in general wants some sort of restitution made. That may mean you have to fire an employee. That may mean you have to publicly discipline an employee for a public act. In this case, when the specific person, who I won't name, although I may post a couple of screen captures here, says things like, I don't care, expletive, all of them, shows pictures of marijuana as her response, and says things like, I'm just going to go smoke this. I think that there's a really clear need to respond in a disciplinary fashion. That said, I think that there's a few things. One, we need to talk with our employees clearly about how they use social media, because ultimately they are representing our brand. I would never allow a Prepared Marketing employee to show a picture of marijuana and talk about smoking it. I would fire them for that kind of a thing. And so I think that having clear policies in place that say this kind of activity is not allowed for you on social media if you want to be employed by me. Think about the NFL. They fine players regularly. The NBA, they fine players regularly for misuse of social media. I think that this is something that we can do in the small business world, in that we need to create a set of responses for each of our own companies that says, here's what I'm going to do when you do something stupid, right? We need to think about this beforehand, and we need to have pre-prepared responses and remarks. That said, I think what Goodwill did and the way that they responded was poor. The fact that they had an employee who did not know that they weren't authorized to respond to this is even poorer. So today, think about how you would deal with a social media crisis. Maybe it's someone taking to Twitter or Facebook and saying, these guys screwed me over. Maybe it's an employee doing something really dumb and someone takes a video of it. Or maybe it's an employee saying something, or maybe even you saying something that shouldn't have been said. Ken Cook with Prepared Marketing. Think before you fail. Have a great day.